Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a little bit of a breakdown here on our newest resonator, the debut resonator for Lynae 3.0, Lynae. And Lynae, I gotta tell you, is pretty badass. I'll say, if you watch any of my streams, I'll say over and over again that I don't think any resonator in this game is a must-pull. But Lynae is pretty damn convenient to have, and particularly when we don't know what the tune break, landscape of the meta is going to look like within the next 3, 6, 9 months. It's going to be helpful to have a resonator like this that is on top of being a catalyst for the tune break mechanic. She would be good without that. The amount of buffing that she provides is pretty insane, and although there are a couple of team builds that are going to be by far her best teams and where she is best in slot, she honestly makes just about any team better, and there are very few that she has absolutely no synergy with, and those are going to be like your mono havoc and mono fusion teams. And we can talk about Mornier in another video where she might take up a space on like those mono fusion teams. So first, for our build, Lynae's build is going to be pretty simple. If you've got just Lynae, no vertical investment whatsoever, you can go with the standard 5-star, and the standard 5-star weapon, the new standard 5-star, although Static Mist, the old standard 5-star, is a fine choice too. So the standard 5-star, the new one, the Phasic Homogenizer, is going to increase attack by 12%, and when a resonator in the team casts a tune break skill, is going to grant a 20% all attribute damage bonus to the wielder for 14 seconds. So this weapon is going to be more important for buffing Lynae's personal damage, which is pretty good. Even though she is mostly a buffer for whoever your main DPS is, she does a pretty good amount of damage herself, probably in line with like a Chisa, the amount of damage that Chisa can provide personally, what she can bring to a team. So her weapon, absolutely not necessary, which is cool because most in this game they guarantee the weapon, but the way that they get you is they make you think, well, the weapon's guaranteed, I don't have to risk anything, I'm just going to pull for it. And they kind of bait you into it because most rate up 5-star characters really want their signature weapon. Lynae is not one of those characters, but if you did pull for it, it is still going to be her best in slot weapon. Gives a lot of crit rate, and also increases the attack by 12%, but it's going to buff the rest of the team a lot more than the other weapon does. The other weapon, the one I was just reading, the Phasic Homogenizer, doesn't do any buffing for the rest of the team. So for this weapon, as you can see, when you cast your intro skill or deal basic attack damage, increase the wielder's basic attack by 36%, and when you inflict Tune Rupture or Tune Strain, all damage dealt by resonators in the team is increased by 8%, and that can stack up to 3 times. So not a ton of buffing for the rest of the team, but on top of the rest of her kit, it's pretty damn nice. So it's a good thing to have for sure. We can look at her kit a little bit here, and it's a novel like all of this stuff, but basically what we want to laser in on is her play style is actually quite simple, and you can get into more of it. But a lot of this stuff, it's I don't know. It's just words. Basically, what you want to do is she has this this stuff that if so when you intro into Lynae, and you use her resonance skill right away, and basically charge an attack for about a little less than 2 seconds, you're going to max out. It's the easiest way to max out her Lumiflow stacks right away, which is what you want. The Lumiflow stacks, and particularly at higher investment, is going to buff her and the rest of the team's damage by quite a bit. Her Resonance Liberation, that one is pretty straightforward. It's just going to deal a bunch of Spectro damage, and it's going to increase the damage of all resonance. So you're getting a lot of buffing from the Resonance Liberation, and at a higher investment, it's going to buff her damage as well. It's probably easier for me to talk about synergy instead of just showing you how, instead of just reading through the whole damn novel without. It doesn't really mean much until you talk about with the rest of the team and how to actually play this character. So before we show a couple teams, let's at least look at her Sonata set. In most cases, you're going to want to use the Pact of the Neon Night Leap, it's called. Neon Light Leap. Stupid-ass long name. This is going to be the best. The Hyvatia is going to be your best main Echo. By far, that's her best in-slot Echo. Because it's a summon type Echo, it allows her to be flexible when casting it with her own combos. It deals Spectro damage, which is going to synergize well with her kit because it's her element type. And it grants an additional 10% all damage bonus to the next Resonator. And that's why it's important to have Lynae right before have Lynae previous in your rotation to your main DPS. So you're probably going to want to start, in most cases, start off with your support, then go into Lynae, and then go to your main DPS. If you're playing main DPS Lynae, you're going to have the only difference is you're going to use the other Spectro set, the other new Spectro Sonata set, the Rite of Gilded Revelation. But it is going to be the same build in almost all cases, the 4-3-3-1-1. And probably going to want to do crit rate on your 4 cost. But it just kind of depends on what weapon you got and how much of each attribute you have or need. You're going to go Spectro damage bonus on both of the 3 cost in almost all cases, and then attack on the 1 cost. So anyways, with that said, I'm just going to show you a couple teams here, and these are going to be her probably the teams that you'll see as her top 2 premium teams. She slots in very nicely in the Sun and Moon team. If you have a little bit of investment in this team can perform a little bit higher than like an S0 Augusta Sun and Moon team. If you have which is the case for my account. I've got a S2 So let's go ahead and run this and show a couple rotations. So we're going to start with Shorekeeper, and It's so hard for me to, because the combat is so fast paced, and it's so hard for me to break it down as I'm playing, that I'm just gonna kind of tell you beforehand what I'm doing, and or what the rotation should be, and then I'll try to keep up with it as much as I can as I'm actually running through it. But you're going to start with Shorekeeper, and you're going to hit the Echo, you're going to hit the skill, all that, some normal attacks, and burst, or ultimate. You can tell I play Genshin Impact too. You're going to do her ultimate, and I try to land the ultimate at or around when the intro skill is going to be available, but just spam the normal attacks to build up the forte and to build up the gauge, and then when the intro is available, go ahead and intro to Lynae. As soon as Lynae comes in, you're going to hit her resonance skill, and then her ultimate immediately. Right after the liberation animation, you're going to echo, and then you're going to charge you're going to hold the charge attack for about 1.5 seconds. You're basically going to charge until that LumaFlow meter is full, and then you're going to want to perform 3 mid-air leaps. And after the third one, you'll see that the skill button has a little like lightning kind of symbol, and that's when you're going to do a plunging attack. And after that, her rotation, it's not that long. I mean, it's like 7 seconds total, it should be. And you'll see Yuno's intro is available. At that point, you'll outro into Yuno. When Yuno comes in, you're going to immediately press her resonance skill, and then enter the moon state, and then you're going to press resonance skill again to go up in the air into everything turns blue, whatever, into the new moon state, and then you're going to use resonance liberation as soon as it's available, which in the first rotation it should be available immediately, obviously, and then use her echo, and then you're just going to continue attacking from the new moon state until you see there will be a little symbol glowing for a charge attack, and that will allow you to do her second like ultimate charge attack thing, that gives you the full moon. And once you do that, that's going to buff the entire team, and you'll see how this team kind of just flows really nice and smoothly together. Every single resonator buffs the next one, or they buff the entire team. And so this is, I think, one of the smoothest teams I've seen in this game, at least in the time I've been playing it. So I'll go ahead and show you, and I'll try to break it down as I'm doing it here. Okay, so we'll just hit Echo, Resonance skill, some normal attacks, and then we're going to do the ultimate, a couple more normal attacks, and Lynae's ready. Skill, Echo, ultimate, and then hold that to charge. Boom, 2, 3, and don't forget to tune break if you can, if it's available. Okay, Yuno's available. Skill again, go up there like that. We can run the Echo and ultimate, and then we're just going to attack, and then once that's available, kaboom, and then back to Shorekeeper for her special intro skill, and rinse and repeat. Nice thing about Shorekeeper is that intro, the second time through the rotation, much quicker, and so you don't really lose much with Shorekeeper's time, and she requires almost no time on field, so you're not really losing out on much damage.
Answer my call.
Oops, I fucked that up. That's okay.
Adulation.
See, and so even though Lynae is the only character that actually interacts with the tune break mechanic as far as being able to cause the tune rupture, any character can. There we go. And see, and that's with me playing, and it was pretty sloppy rotations and still pretty easy to use that team. Anyway, okay, so we'll go to the double pawns to show the next team, the Sun and Moon with Augusta. This one's gonna be a little bit different because we're using as a sustain with this team, and okay, here we go, double pawns, yeah. We start with Augusta, and admittedly I am not very good with Augusta. Don't really like her playstyle. Maybe that's why I prefer the Shorekeeper team. But anyway, you're gonna start with your DPS in this one, and you're gonna build up her gauge a little bit until Yuno's intro is, until Lynae's intro is ready. And then you're going to use Lynae to buff everybody. And the nice thing about this team is that is still a hell of a sub DPS, as is Lynae. So you're really getting a lot of damage from all parties. You're going to use her echo skill a lot to try to build up her. And then you're also going to use her tap liberation there. Use the echo some more, because her echo is available pretty frequently. When that's ready, you'll do that, and then you'll intro to Lynae, and then you'll have that ready when you get back to Augusta. But you're going to play the other two characters the exact same as how I showed you with Shorekeeper. Same exact, just go through the motions. It's actually kind of mindless. It's fun, but it's mindless. Don't forget to do that. That's available, you do that, and then straight into Augusta. You're going to do the hold. Get pretty decent damage out of that. A couple plunging attacks. There's that again. Into Lynae. And in that case, there we go. Now it's ready. And so
the moon is full. Conquest begins. Winners win. One strike is enough.
okay.
To the lands. In one strike. Drive safe. Special delivery.
As you can see, even her burst gives you quite a bit of damage.
Over here.
Pretty nice for a sub DPS, honestly.
Answer my call. On you go.
Ooh, we didn't even hit 5,000 there. But you get the point. And so, closing thoughts, I think, again, no character in this game is a must pull, but if you need a good sub DPS, if you have Yuno and Shorekeeper, if you have Yuno and Augusta, and or even if you just have Shorekeeper, you can even run Lynae as a main DPS. You might want to grab a sequence node or two, but you can run her as a DPS. The only difference would be to throw her on that other Sonata set. And a good team, if you are going to run her as a DPS, would be this team right here. This team also has really good synergy. Sanhua requiring very little field time, kind of a quick swap play style. Get all the great buffing from Shorekeeper, and again, there's really good synergy with this team. But I recommend the first two teams that I showed you. This one in particular. I just think, again, other than maybe Lupa, Brant, and Changli, there's just, especially with different elements, I like seeing that. It seems like all the other teams in this game that have good synergy are all because they're the same element type. And so it's cool to see a buffer that is a little bit more universal, isn't as restrictive. And so we'll see. We'll see what Mornier looks like. I think Mornier is going to be good. I think Mornier is going to be a tune break Shorekeeper, but probably not quite as good as Shorekeeper. But we'll just have to see what she actually looks like when she comes out. And she should be easy to build, that's for sure, scaling off defense. So we'll see more when she comes out. I'll get a video going when she releases, and I can actually grab myself a copy of her, and we'll see what we're dealing with here. So until then, thank you for checking out my video, and I just ask that you subscribe. Please follow me on Twitch at real_elprazoman, and please subscribe here on YouTube. I very much appreciate you. Thank you guys, and have a great day.